myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What? Welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. The last place you need to stop before you go place those wagers so we can cash winning tickets. You know, we review sides, totals, trends, cash flow, line movement, the way the wind is blowing, you name it, we're going to talk about it and see if that factors in. I don't know if the wind blowing will factor into some of these indoor games, but we'll talk about it. If you guys want to know, I'll let you know what the wind is doing. That's what this show is all about. Welcome back. We had a nice little yesterday. I think we went 3-2 yesterday. Small little profit there. But profit is profit. We're trying to get her rolling in the right direction. It was a small card. And what a break. I was trying to think of, there was something I wanted to say, and there it was. The break and a half, man, with that Denver game. Woo! I was really upset when I saw Gordon's out and I saw Jokic's out, and I'm like, oh, man, we just got effed. And then we ended up catching the W outright. Remember what I said? Circle the -3. They won by 9. They won by 9. And we'll take it. It's not the way it was drawn up in the playbook, but hey, it's a win. And sometimes that's all you need. Tampa Bay busted up them Flyers. How about this? We talked about it. Do we get greedy? Pigs get slaughtered. Remember that. Pigs get slaughtered. And we did not want to be greedy pigs. We only took Tampa -1.5. You took the -2.5, you took it out. That was a 2-0 final. Good bounce back revenge opportunity for Tampa. We nailed that thing right down the middle. Calgary Flames. I wish I'd seen in advance that Toronto would be wearing these St. Pat jerseys. Never had a chance. They scored to tie it up, and they called the goal back. And then shortly thereafter, boom, 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 6-2 final. Toronto gets back their winning ways here in a Calgary Flame that's on the road again tonight to face the New York Rangers. The under 5.5, easy money for them. Kings and Minnesota, wild 3-1 final in that game. Did lose the under 230, and I forgot who it was. I can't remember her name. I apologize. In our chat, she did say the Lakers have been overs. Or it's like Spurs, Lakers. Yeah. I lost. I had the under. It went to 234 final. We had 230 on the game. And it still snuck over that total. So, small card. Just a unit in profit. But hey, Saturday profit, Sunday profit, Monday profit. Speaking of profit, Jeff's got his PGA card out there. The Valspar Invitational. Valspar Championship. I'm not sure. Not sure what they're calling it here. I know it's Valspar. I know they make paint. And that used to be, matter of fact, a little known story about Valspar Championship. Your boy here, Pimp Slap POD. Many might not know me. In my golfing prime, I did shoot a round during the lead up to the Valspar that would have qualified to make the cut in the, well, back then it wasn't the Valspar. Right back then, it was a little bit different, but Innisbrook, fine home of Innisbrook. Used to go to Innisbrook several times a year. And Copperhead's the real deal. That's a fun track. There's 4 tracks there, if you didn't know, and they kind of have all kinds of range of intensity. Some of them there's a link style course. There's one that's got a big giant tree right in the middle. Then they got little irons, little fairway irons, shot shaping course out there as well. I used to chip and putt like a champion, AOD. Matter of fact, when we would play in tournaments, I would be the anchor on the putting team. when you play those, when you play the the best ball tournaments out there. Yeah, of course. Let's go. So anyways, Jeff's got the Valspar Invitational or Valspar Championship golf out there. He's got some outright leaders, some top 10s, some top 20s. I'll drop another ticket out there. We made some money last week. The only right that we go back to it. Early action. Trying to beat those lines. That's the most important thing with some of these opportunities. Every nickel counts. And when you're dealing with plus 6,000s and plus 7,000s, you want to get that extra 1,000 in your back pocket if you can help it. So check it out. We've got the rugby action out there from Dan. Our friend Dan Doherty from Down Under gave us the round 3 rugby action. VB, MMA, and Ramon will be popping off tonight at 7:30 p.m. to do the UFC breakdown for UFC London. We will get First Strike rolling again tomorrow. And away we go. We're back into weekend mode. So it happens fast. You got to be ready. And March Madness tips off tonight. So we got to be fast. We want to get ready for this and be able to enjoy these games. St. Francis, PA, with a battle on their hands tonight against Alabama State. I did take the under yesterday. For everybody that's concerned, it was 139.5 last night at about 11:30 p.m. It's now 136.5. Kind of a big move. Those 3 points might make a difference. And for what it's worth, I got the first half under 64.5. It's down to 62.5. So the only recommendation I can give you on that game at this point, when you're on an under, especially in tournament play, I want those extra points, man. But I think you got to take Alabama State. I think they'll bust them boys up. But nothing official for me there. We do have official plays, though. We've got 4 tonight in the NHL. We're going to go Islanders and Penguins, Ottawa and Montreal, Anaheim and Dallas, Seattle, and the Blackhawks. We got some interesting trends and angles pretty much across the board with these games. Yeah, let me see. Yep. Angles, trends, analysis. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun situation to talk about those 4 hockey games tonight. Got a parlay in there. Got a same game parlay in there. A little plus 260 or plus 270. Give or take. Then we're going to move into college hoops. We got 2 games for you. I might add a third. I got Georgia Tech, Jacksonville State's a tough one. My gut tells me Georgia Tech is going to bust them boys up, but that's a tough one. I took Chattanooga Mocs plus 2.5. That's down to 1.5. It's not going to do us any good right now. I mean, they should probably win this game outright. There's some player injury considerations on this middle 10 side of things here, and I think it's going to make it trouble for them. That being said, I'm involved with St. Louis and Arkansas. I'm involved with UNC and San Diego State. I really like Wichita State. 6.5 points. I think that's wrong team favorite. Wichita State. Man, Oak State stinks. I know it's the NIT, and the thing about the NIT is the first round, particularly the home team, is truly the home team. They play on their home court. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking at this. You'll see it when we profile the St. Louis and Arkansas State game, just what that means. But that being said, with Oak State, they stink. There's probably a better chance they have more Wichita State fans at that game than Oak State fans. That season's over. That's a football college now. And then we're going to talk about the big one. I'm going to jump into it. North Carolina, San Diego State. I ain't scared. If you're scared, go to church. We're going after the big game hunter. Big game hunting tonight. Load up the gun and let's get ready to fire. 11 p.m. 11 p.m. I'll tell you right now. I'm intrigued by Santa Clara. Riverside just finally decided that they're going to play in the NIT. So that's an interesting game. That's an interesting game because the CBI was where they were going originally. And they kind of became the talk of the town now that, they've decided at the last minute that they're going to come to the NIT. Well, they didn't realize they were getting an NIT invitation. And anyhow, that's 11 p.m. So we'll maybe get there. We'll keep our eyes on the line. But that's late. That's a late one. And I expect there to be some issue with players on that Riverside team. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Then we're going to bring it home. One single NBA game tonight. It's a small slate. I like the under in that Hornets-Atlanta game. I like the Hornets. I've been bitten one too many times by them boys here. The Celtics. The Celtics were near miss. We'll talk a little bit about that too. That starts at 7:40. I may circle back to the Celtics. I hate them points, man. And, we talked about this yesterday. Yeah, the separation between the good teams and the bad teams, and that's why we're seeing these double-digit spreads. But, hey, look at that Sixers game, man. Had to stay off. Couldn't get involved. What was it, 16 and a half points? 16 and a half points. Sixers won that first half. They busted them up. They covered the spread. I thought they won outright. It went to overtime. Overtime. And then they got trounced by the Rockets by 7 points in overtime. But it was a lot of points, man. Quentin Grimes, I saw somebody in the chat had Grimes out there. Dude puts up a 46-pack. It was impressive. The Timberwolves continue to disappoint at home. Derek B. The Pistons. I like the Pistons, and they did handle business. I like the Bulls. I know a couple of you guys in the chat were on the Bulls. I was just really happy to get that W with the Nuggets, man. That was it was not even sweaty. They busted them up from wire to wire. I think they lost the fourth quarter, right? They lost the end of the fourth quarter, but that's going to be big for tonight's game. Super big for tonight's game. And look, another note, keep your eyes on this Portland Trailblazers team when they play the Eastern Conference. They beat them boys up. Now it's the Wizards, and the Wizards just came off that big W, but they still busted them up. So interesting spots across the NBA. Sacramento Kings won, but the LA Kings did not win. So that Kings little free, well, not free, but that throwaway parlay I tossed at you guys was literally a throwaway. And probably the worst side beat I had was taking that under 210.5 in the in the Heat Knicks game. I got the hook, the fucking hook. Can you believe it? Man, I can't wait for these college basketball games tonight, though. Very anxious to check out these college basketball games. Speaking of college basketball, make sure you guys do swing on over to the community tab, or to the post tab, excuse me. I know they changed it. Somebody was saying earlier today, they don't know where the post tab is. I feel like I share it every week. Here you go. You go into the Sports Money YouTube homepage. You'll see home. You'll see our videos. This is where you'll find First Strike. And there's the rugby action. Dan's rugby action for the week. Then you roll on in, you'll see some shorts. We cut these videos up and try to give some best bets. Look at these handsome strapping fellas there across the panel. Then we roll on over, we see the live shows. That's where you'll find recordings, the previous recordings, the current live shows. Most importantly, though, is the post here. The whole purpose that we're here, why I'm showing this for you guys. You'll see Jeff's golf plays right there. And you're going to want to smack that thumbs up. Here it is for all of our members. March Madness Tournament entry availability. Free to enter. Prizes to be had. For every 25 entrants that we receive, we'll add more winners to the prize pool. We want to give you something. Just give you something for the sake of giving you something. We appreciate you guys supporting us. We don't want your money. We're not like those other guys that, they're all out there. Everyone's trying to make a buck on the March Madness brackets, and we just want to give you guys some cool stuff. So some merch that we have out there, and just want to say thank you guys and try to put this together. The entry ends Thursday, before the first game on Thursday. So these playing games don't count. I mean, they count for for bracket purposes here, but the way that they set the brackets up, it's they put both these teams together. So the playing games like UNC and San Diego State, those will be set up together. So you'll see those two together, and then you'll see who they're playing, depending on who wins this round, who they'll be playing next round, right? So you'll see that, and then you go. So you got till Thursday to register before the first game tips. And again, it's 100% free. If you're a member of Sports Money, just want to give you guys a cool little thing. It'd be fun to stack rank against each other a little bit and see who gets the best bracket out there. And then certainly the accolades that go along with winning the first Sports Money March Madness bracket. You'll be going down in history. We don't have too many first-time things left in this business here, but we certainly have that one. So plenty of time to enter. That's over on the community post there. The post tab. It used to be called the community tab. Give me some slack. Now it's called the post tab. You guys know the deal. And we post it out there on Twitter. Every time something gets posted on the post tab, I post it over on Twitter. And so you'll see that out there if you're following at Sports Money Wins. Pretty good stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Shout out to my friend Oldie up in the house. He gifted a sports money membership. And I'll cheers, my guy. Cheers, brother. Cheers to you helping build our sports money community. Coming in here selfishly every day, sharing best bets, sharing bankrolls here at this point, giving away sports money memberships. Hey, if you get one, think about giving one. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Trying to grow this thing. Lots of great tools out there. The UFC playbook's available for all our members. And that thing's already underway as well. So get in there, check it out. I know MMA Jeff had some of the first entries in there. I believe Subhuman's gotten in there now as well. And more to come. So I know I'll get some entry. I'll get some probably by Wednesday night. Well, at the very least Wednesday night, I'll have my first strike plays in there. And we'll move from there. So away we go. Appreciate everybody taking the opportunity to join us here tonight. Exciting time of year. Let's get to work. You guys know the deal. To start this show off and running, we need your help. We want to grow this thing. And the most important thing you can do, yes, we're viewer supported. We love seeing you guys become members. We love seeing you guys become enhanced members. But most importantly, smacking that thumbs up button for us goes a mile. It lets YouTube know we're here. It knows that we're trying to grow this thing. If you like what you're hearing, if you don't like what you're hearing, if you're winning money, if you're just happy to see me bounce my head back and forth 100 times on a show, smack that thumbs up button for us. You close the comments, hit the thumbs up, pop the comments back open, and we'll get to work. All right. I realized why I'm so zoomed in and the wrong button was pushed. My bad. Button. Who's got the button? Let's get some buttons rolling here, you guys. You know the deal. Pen and paper out. It's time to get the best plays from the best chat in the business here. It's business time. Put your business socks on. Get that business pad. Get that business pen. And let's make some freaking money tonight. Jover's going to pop us off with an over. Hopefully we both can win in this game here. Kraken and Blackhawks first period over 1.5 goals for Jover in the first period over. Shout out to Gerald Jones. He's rocking 23 and 13. You know he's been on a heater. And he likes the Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs. Plus 110. Right on the money line. I like that play too. You know, I took a 1.5 the other day. I was doing some recapping the other day. I took a plus 1.5 and they lost by 1. So I was like, oh man, there's a break. That doesn't usually happen. But I do think that Chattanooga scores and wins the game tonight. So shout out to you, Gerald Jones. Good luck, my friend. I'll be working with you. We'll see. I got them tied into a couple of parlays too. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that game. I'm excited for all the games. Shout out to my guy, AOD. There's Stop Geo Engineering says, heck yeah, good luck tonight, people. Appreciate you, AOD, coming in. Rockin' says, drop the outro. Blake M says, good afternoon, everyone. Stopping by to see what y'all like tonight. Let's go, Blake. Appreciate you. Robert McCormick's here. Lexicon says, nice hit on the Denver game. I'd rather be lucky than good. This goes to show you that the injuries just, it's manipulation. It's Vegas manipulation, I'm convinced at this point. They should have a deadline, though. Because it did ruin a couple hours of my evening there as I was waiting for that game to start. I was pissed because of the book that I had all my money invested in on it. The cash out option was not available. So, what's up, the Subhuman Gaucho? What's up, Sub? Redbeard's here. He's ready to roll. It's going to be a fun night tonight. Redbeard's got Ottawa and the Rangers parlay. Okay. Shout out to Joseph Alvarado. Barry's up in this piece. Let's go, Barry. Let's get it, my friend. He's got his NCAA card ready. Redbeard likes Alabama State minus 3.5. I would say I agree. Big Scott in the house. Got the Markells here. Let's go. Big Scott's giving us Alabama State, Georgia Tech moneyline parlay at plus 120. I like that a lot. Redbeard says, like it, Big Scott. On Georgia Tech minus 6.5. Markel's got nothing today. Well, that's what we're here for, man. We will lift this thing up together. Shout out to Nicholas Handy. There's Peter Gracia. You're on it. Putt for dough. I used to be the, that was my role. Man. True story. Last time I played golf, hole 17. I I eagled in from about 90 yards. And then I chipped in for birdie on the 18th hole. And I haven't played golf since. So not only putting, but chipping as well. So think about that. We used to play a lot of golf. Let's go. Barry says he likes Stanford plus 7.5. Tarek wants an 11 p.m. Santa Clara live stream. Yeah, that would be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, that would be a tough one. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Yeah, deadline for the lineups. Everybody, just so we're all clear, Thursday before the first game tips will be the deadline for the entry. And it's a private contest. So, again, only for the members of Sports Money, but all medal levels, bronze, silver, and gold. Get yourselves in there, get registered. Let's have some fun with it. You know, it's a freebie. It's a freebie for everybody. Barry says hit the like button. And Peter Gracia, he wants the BetStamp address. You can find me at BetStamp at Mikey Money. Just like it sounds. Mikey. Why? Money. Mikey Money. Over at BetStamp. I'll slide a couple, I'll post a couple. Usually I post a couple slide through there so that the public can see those profile games in advance. But generally, I just kind of use it for tracking right now. So away we go. Away we go. Again, I hope you guys are ready to make this money. I know I need this money tonight, man. Let's go. Let's go quick. Let's go quick because we got games. I'm parlaying this game. Right off the hop, I'm letting you guys know I'm on the Islanders and the under 6 for a plus 243 in this game. Right off the gate. So there are no questions here. Ilyas Sorokin, Tristan Yari are the goaltenders in this matchup. Sorokin, 25, 20, and 5. 25, 20, and 5. 2.79 goals against average and a 90.6% save percentage. Tristan Yari, 12, 8, and 4. With a 3.13 goals against average and an 89.3% save percentage. Penguins have won 4 in a row with Yari. That is worth noting. They do have a win streak going with this guy. The challenge here for the Islanders is they are desperate and they are just about officially eliminated from the playoffs. So what are we going to see from the Islanders? Well, we should see that defensive-oriented game. They kind of play that little trap system where they kind of get ahead, then they kind of park the bus, and they just kind of don't do shit with it after that. Now, the Penguins are dangerous to some degree. You never know when it is that they're going to blow up. They did have that big 7-goal outburst the other day. And so that's they're very lethal from that regard. But I think when we look at this game and we look at the circumstance that we're faced with here, the Penguins are 4-1 in their last 5 games. But we've got the road favorite situation, especially this time of the year. When you're the road favorite and you're coming in off a homestand, you're 419 and 245 over almost a 650 game, almost a 700 game sample. That's a big swath, right? That's why we have aged databases. That being said, it's 8-2 in its last 10. It's on a run. It's on a tear. And it's this time of year. We know who's playing for what. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a guarantee by any stretch. But when you look at these unders, specifically for the Islanders, there is the edge to the under on the road. They're 18, 13, and 3 in these circumstances out there. It is a profitable edge to just blindly play the Islanders unders, but I do feel like in this game, with this circumstance, with these two teams, with the way that they've been playing puck lately, this is a situation where we want to get involved. We got this Islanders team that needs to go up early, and then they need to shift it into shut the play down mode. Period. That's it. And you got a 5.5 that's moved to some 6s. So it is a little tricky that they're suggesting that, hey, at least from a book's perspective, they're thinking there's going to be some goals. But I think for this game, in this circumstance, look, we can expect Yari to play well. Yeah, if you look at his 89.3% save percentage, it stinks, right? And his 3.13 goals against average, that's kind of that serviceable bucket, right? Backup status. He did spend some time in the minors, rehabbing, revamping his game. And since he's come back, he has gone 2.24 goals against average. So that's almost a full goals against average better in 4 games. And he's 93% saving over those 4 games as well. So he's 89.3 on the season. He's 93% on the last 4. And they're 4-0. You got a goalie that's playing a lot better. And a team that's got to put it all on the line to get this opportunity to try to close that gap for the wild card position here. That's how we're going to pop this card off here. The favorite on the road, favorite for a reason. And again, minus 110s, not really 110s, minus 112s and 115s are out there. If you shop around, you will find the best number. I mean, it says minus 110 at Caesars, but we know Caesars API is slow to the upload. And I'm going to parlay Islanders and the under. I like the Detroit Red Wings. It's a game I don't have on the calendar here, but it was a near miss for me. I like the hockey card a lot tonight. I'm not so high on the NBA card, as you can tell with one play, but man, I'll tell you, just my gut opinion on a couple of these things here. There's a lot of love for this Rangers team, and I don't know that I can get behind it. I get it, the Calgary Flames on the second leg of a back-to-back. And they got fucking roasted last night like a fucking marshmallow at a campfire. But they're fighting for a playoff spot. Of the battle of 2 shitbags that need it more, it's the Calgary Flames that need this game more. Now, need it doesn't mean they get it. Vladder's the goaltender. Vladder. He's struggling, 8-11-6 with a 3.1 goals against average and 89.3% save percentage. Igor at 500. He's 23-23. He's got a 2.8 goals against average and 90.6% save percentage. Rangers are battling for the wild card spot in the East. What do I say to you guys? The Rangers will be battling for the wild card spot. Now, I also suggested that they would be battling with the Flyers, but the Rangers are always battling for the Eastern wild card spot. I don't get it. They're just grinders. They start out slow and they grind. They wear you down. And they'll rempy your ass on top of it. Rip your helmet off and beat you with it. This is going to be the 5th straight start, though, for Shesterkin. And he's been average. He's been average all year, but you know, his biggest stint was when he signed that contract. He kind of fleeced himself of that, or freed himself of that bet on yourself stigma. But his last 7 games, he's 3-2-2. I haven't seen one person take the Flames today. I might be on the Flames. There's not enough. For what reason are we laying $2.50 to win $1? Somebody help me understand that. Are we over attributing recency bias? That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be the only guy that said it. They lost because of those jerseys last night. That's it. I've said it before. These players love playing in these 3rd jerseys. They love it. They absolutely get fired up, and they're fired up fucking jerseys. You know? Look at these things. Look right here. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. Look at those things, man. Those are sharp. Razor sharp. Razor sharp picks. And Austin Matthews scores twice in the second in those sweaters. And Austin Matthews hasn't done shit in a minute. So there's a lot to be said for that. And I just get a little nervous about that. So that, for a game that I don't have profile, that's a lot of time I spent talking about that game. I'm inclined to take Calgary. That Rangers line stinks, says Barry. Peter likes that Islanders parlay. Well, Smoke got a minus 110 at Caesars. Redbeard, hit that like button, says Smoke. There's Justin. Justin's in the house. 9 Legacy, says Mike, you should do a paid in full spread parlay of the day every day. 5 legs. What do you mean, like a 5-leg parlay every day? I like to give out parlays. I track everything. I don't like taking the losses. That's what kills me the most. I don't want to just give you guys something I'm not going to play either. I got one that I played today. You guys want to hear it? It's not 5 legs. I think it's 4 legs. I played it last night. Hang on. me open my account. I got one. I got one. Open Sesame. DraftKings. Get open. I mean, it's that under with the St. Francis game, though, so that's moved now. Too many points. With Chattanooga, with Wichita. And the under in the North Carolina-San Diego State game. But I don't like that under anymore either. That's why I don't like to make plays overnight. Make them overnight. I start looking at them all day, and I start second-guessing myself. We'll see if we can get there. We'll see if we can carve one up here at the end of the show. Maybe I'll look at what you guys have to say, too, for some best bets, and we'll get in there and get after it. Redbeard's calling out smoke. He says the like button was smashed at 6:05. Peter likes the Calgary lean, too. You know what concerns me the most? The volume of people that are taking the Rangers in regulation. You know why? Because they want to get the juice down. In other words, in case I lose, I don't want to lose that much. And we don't want to bet not to lose. We want to bet to win. And I don't mind being on the island. You guys know that's my island's 4-star resort. We're working on our 5th star now, too. Just hired a new chef. We got full electricity, full running water. My island's nice. We even got a pull-up dock. You don't have to get marooned. You can drive a boat over to this island. Anyways, let's go. Ottawa, that's from Saturday shows. Ottawa and the Montreal Canadiens are going to be game number 2. We had it yesterday. The spot. It's not quite the spot. This one's not quite the spot. It's pretty close. It's pretty freaking close to the spot. But I like the spot. And I jumped in on this is one of my favorite. Knock on wood. I don't want to say that. I got to stop saying that. Damn right, Leanis Allmark will start for the Ottawa Senators. He's 18-11-3 on the season. But he does have a 2.66 goals against average and a 91.1% save percentage. Montreal, the Habitants, will go to Sammy Montembeault. He's 23-21-4 on the season. Does have a 2.9 goals against average and an 89.8% save percentage. Playoff time. Who's in the hunt? The Ottawa Senators. They got a 6-game win streak. They're going to Allmark. Allmark's been the guy that's been playing the tougher teams over the stretch of this win streak and then some. Now, you could discount this win streak just a little bit. Just a little bit. If you were so inclined. Because they played shit teams. They played the Red Wings when the Red Wings were in a bad spot with that goal-scoring differential. They played the Flyers. They busted them up 5-2. They busted up the Boston Bruins, who lost last night in overtime to the Buffalo Sabres. They did just beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the Maple Leafs weren't scoring until last night. So the who's who of who they beat in that streak of 6 wins is the New York Rangers back on March 8th. In my opinion. It's not really my opinion. It might sound like my opinion. It's pretty loaded in fact. Those are some shit teams that they played. You can evaluate the determination of my measurement of shit by looking at the standings. Then on the other side of things, the Canadians, look, kind of win one, lose one. They kind of get up for some of the bigger games. They did just beat the Florida Panthers at home. They just had an extensive road trip. I believe they had 7 games and 7 of their last 8 were on the road, I believe. And then, so they came back after really getting busted up on that road trip. That was the Pacific Northwest one, right? We talk about it all the time. You're going to get Seattle, you're going to get Vancouver, you're going to get Calgary, you're going to get Edmonton. It just stinks for them that all those teams are really freaking good. The only team on that Pacific Northwest trip that they took it to was Vancouver. And Vancouver stinks. Vancouver's officially in stink mode. I was 4-2. They were small dogs, but they did bust them up. Then they lost back to Seattle. Second leg of it back-to-back. On the road. Very dangerous place to be. Ergo, the Calgary Flames tonight. But what makes this one the spot? You lost at home as a favorite. Now you're on the road as a favorite in a rematch position. Yeah. That spot. And that spot has been oh so damn good. In fact, we got ourselves in a little 20-4 angle. Specifically, if you were home and won that previous game, your last game. Well, you know who was home and won that last game? The Senators against the Bruins, 6-3. Puts us in a little 20-4 edge. Way too close to call on the total. 11-11 in the over-under situation. Should be a tighty. I think the Senators come out there and bust these boys up. And a little bit of juice on this thing. Here's another one of those games. Not going to get too cute with it. I'm going to take the lump if I have to here. Not going to play regulation. I think this is a tight one with teams that are pushing for the playoffs. We're gonna lay an extra couple cents of vig, so that when Ottawa gets this victory, we don't have to go to overtime to push a -1. That's how we want to play. That's how we're playing to win. God damn it. Small road favorites are back in play as well for this one. 96-49 in this circumstance out there. 7-3 in its last 10. Again, the road favorites, the difference between this road favorite and the Islanders road favorite situation was the Islanders were coming off a home game. Ottawa just coming off that road game, but small road favorites do reside at 96-49. It's 2-1. 7-3 in its last 10. They also have a tendency to go over in this series. 7-2-1 the last 5 road games, and the Canadiens' last 5 at home. 7-2-1. Potentially see some goals. Brady Tkachuk's clearly a dangerous feller. Dangerous feller to go out there and produce pucks. I also think Claude Giroux is a dangerous feller in this game. Granted, he's getting a little older. Plus 350 for Claude to score a goal. Plus 145 for Brady Tkachuk to score a goal. You know, before I forget it, now that I'm thinking about player props, hey, we did cash. I hope you guys did tail some of those MLB player props that I put out there last night. We got the Shohei Ohtani double. He got himself a double. That paid out at plus 340. I posted that on the post tab. I hope you guys did take advantage of that. Okay. Onward. Upward. Let's talk about some more hockey. Let's get back in the game. What do you guys think about this Ottawa game? You guys in? DraftGod says 7-1-2. Yeah. But you know who's 6-0 in their last 6? Ottawa Senators. J-Main, is Cap's puck line a good play? I like Detroit today. I'm crazy, though. I'm sick in the head. I got an issue because they're so that goals expected and goals executed. Somewhere that's going to meet in the middle. Ben.com says, bet the Sens. Yes, I bet the Ottawa Senators tonight. Anaheim and Dallas. Yeah, Barry, I know it's sweaty. He scored on an error too, which is fucking crazy. But you know, those suckers that were taking plus 120 RBIs for Ohtani. And nope, not us. Not us. I specifically said not even taking the 220 home run. Even though you probably won't see those kind of prices again for the rest of the year. No. We took the bomb. Biggest bomb. Only bomb you could get out there from Ohtani in that game in a 4-1 final. Okay. Stars and Ducks will pop off at 8 p.m. Ducks on the road. Dangerous puck line foe. One of the most profitable puck line teams on the road this season. We'll go to Lucas Dostal. He's 20-18-5. He's got a 3.01 goals against average. He's got 90.8% save percentage. The Dallas Stars will go to Jake Ottinger. 29-15-3 on the season. 258 goals against average. 90.5% save percentage, right? So probably not going to be in the running for the Vezina Trophy anytime soon here. He won't be fighting for the best goaltender in the league because it looks like Connor Hellebuck will probably wrap that thing up. I did hear Miro Heiskanen, kind of a key component to this offense for Dallas, won't be back until potentially the second round of the playoffs. I heard that today. That's going to stink. They're going to need a high seed. They're going to need to win some games to get that high seed because they're going to want to have home ice advantage for that first round. So they're not playing the likes of a Vegas or Colorado and get their fucking barn doors blown off. However, they do have Mikko Rantanen. We talked about this guy. Colorado. gets rid of him. I think it was like a $17 million I'm not good with the numbers on this one. I think it was a $17 million year contract he was offered. Maybe it was 14. Excuse me. Maybe it was 15. Somewhere in that. It was between 14 and 17 million in Colorado. They couldn't get the deal done, so they shipped his ass off to Carolina. He flat out told Ron Francis, or he flat out told the Colorado or Carolina. We'll get it right. He told the Carolina team he didn't want to play there. He got about 15 games before they shipped him off to Dallas. They didn't win when he was in Carolina. Since they got rid of him in Carolina, they haven't lost. Now he comes into Dallas, and Dallas has been struggling since they picked this dude up 1-2-1. But Ottinger might be the answer out there. He's been struggling. He's got 4 goals or more in 3 straight games, and you know what happens. Your goalie can't stop a beach ball. You're 0-2-1. Lucky to get a point in that one game. Ugly 84.5% save percentage. The Duck squad got taken down 2-1 the last time these two teams played. I think it's a similar situation here. We got a 6.5, and I think we consider ourselves fortunate to be staring at this number out there. We're back in Dallas, man. The D, you know what the D likes is the U. They like to go under, and they go under at an alarming rate. When they're a 6, by the way, their 6 is pretty much why. I mean, you got to pay up for the 6.5 a little bit. FanDuel and DraftKings have them, but when there's 6s, and so it's open at 5.5, widely 6s available, and a couple of 6.5s with some on them, right? So they're really 6s anyways. When Dallas is a favorite and they're on a 6, they're 11-3-3 to the under. How be that? Running and gunning. Who's going to score for the Ducks? I don't want to tempt them. I don't even want to say who I think could score for these guys, but guy that you got to look for here tonight. You're going to look for a player prop. The feller that I would be encouraged with, I'd look to Wyatt Johnston. Now, I've had a fuck you relationship with Wyatt Johnston because every time I player prop this guy, he says fuck you. And specifically, it's been on his shots on goal that I've been struggling with this dude. I like his shots on goal again. I mean, these are the situations that we look for. You know, the Ducks allow 69 total shots per 60 minutes of 5-on-5. That's second worst in the NHL. Second worst. Then, you got a guy in Wyatt Johnston. Game runs through this guy. 21 shots in 10 games. His average is 2.5. Close. Sub says, pardon me, Stars have covered the puck line in 4 straight at home when coming off back-to-back losses. Stars fucking stink right now, Sub. That's it. The end of the cap. But I can't back to the Anaheim Ducks. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Anaheim Ducks came out there and covered this puck line 2-1. Subhuman thinks the rupee assist ladder. You don't want to assist ladder when we're looking at an under. We're looking at the under in this game here. That's the way I'm going to play it. I think this is a lower scoring affair. You know, bottom line, it comes down to Dallas needs points, especially with them struggling as it is right now. They're going to play some defense. They're going to look to hold off Anaheim. And that's not such a tall order. Anaheim struggles to get past 2 goals a game. In fact, their last 3, they've only gotten 2 goals per game. The only win they got in that stretch was 2-1 against the aforementioned struggling Nashville Predators. They got busted up 7-2 at St. Louis. Days rest in between, and now they're at the Big D. And they might take the Big D tonight. Sub thinks 5-0. Sub thinks they are going to take the Big D. You know, I always struggle with teams too when you got like the goaltending battle right now. John Gibson being out of this thing with the lower body. That does concern me. You know, that's means that your goalie, it's going to be a tough spot for these boys to win. Miro, though, being out is a tough spot for me to look for. And then you got Tyler Seguin out as well with a hip injury. There's a lack of firepower on the Stars offense here, and I think it's a good spot for us to take advantage of this under, this total. I got this. What did I get? Where did I officially grab here? Let's see what the official number is. 6. I got the 6 at even money. I didn't take the 6.5. Let's go on to the last game. Last game in the NHL, boys and girls. Seattle Kraken, Chicago Blackhawks. We're going to see Jover's riding the first period over in one of the best first period over barns in all of the NHL. You got Joey Decord, the best goaltender left for the Seattle Kraken. He started the season off as the best goaltender. And for all intent and purpose, he is 22, 18, and 4, 2.74 goals against average, 90.8% save percentage. Spencer Knight, new lease on life, 14-10-1. He came in from Florida. He was a resident backup in Florida. A lot of youth on this team in Chicago. They're struggling to get some wins. But no, this dude's not doing terrible. Now, he did allow 3 goals on 24 shots. That was a loss to the Sharks. Generally, now we talked about that game. That game was the kind of the highlight there. That was the battle of the youth of the NHL. Macklin Calabrini versus Connor Bedard. They gave Connor Bedard this bullshit penalty. Nobody could it gave him, what was it, abuse of the official? And everyone's like, what? Who? Connor? Our little Connor? Look, I just talked about it with the Ducks. The Blackhawks are struggling to score. Here's the thing you have to remember with these teams that have youth. This is the time of year where these players, these young guys, haven't gone this far in their careers. They're not playing they play 60-game schedules in like the O, right? In the OHL and the QMJHL and junior hockey. They don't play them like that in college hockey. And college hockey has become the preeminent source or roadmap to get to the NHL. Back when I was growing up, it wasn't that way. You had to go play minor hockey, junior hockey, to get any kind of notice because barely anybody came out of college. Now it's complete 180. Guys are coming in out of college like it's going out of style. But that means they're playing fewer games. And now we're at those game 70 marks and getting on up there. You got what? 66 games, 67 games played by the Blackhawks right now. It's a lot of playing for Connor Bedard, who hasn't gone that deep. You got Capo Kakinen on the other side of things for Seattle. There's a young guy just drafted a couple years ago, so he's probably a little bit more attuned to this opportunity and this deep in the season than not. But my point about all of this is lower scoring affairs. These boys are tired. They're not playing for anything anyways. They're just waiting for the season to be done, especially when it comes to Chicago. If you look at that last 5, they're 3-2. They are 5-0 against the spread, so they are playing competitive games, but 1-4 to the under in their last 5. Not scoring goals. Guess who else has got an under trend going? The Kraken, 0-5 to the under in their last 5. 3-7 to the under in their last 10. Both these teams are looking at checking out of this season. Seattle might not realize it yet, but the line is coming down against Seattle. For that being said, is it a Chicago spot? Not for me. It's an under spot. I think that we do see some resurgence here with Spencer Knight. He's going to look for that bounce back, and what a great team to do it is against a team like Seattle that, they shoot the puck. They're not having problems shooting the puck. They're just not scoring goals either. They're another one of those teams, and we just talked about those totals. So give me the under in the NHL to wrap it up and put the bow on this thing for us here. Joker can have his first period. I'm going to take the full game on the under. Jay Main says Detroit only got 3 road wins. See, the problem I have with the Detroit side of things here is their expected goals versus execution. All right. We talked about hockey. Let's talk about these last 3 games really quickly without sparing any of the significance behind it here. Big thing you got to know about this St. Louis team is they are banged up. They are beat up. They are gassed out, and they are in the NIT, and they've got to travel down to Arkansas. I don't know how far a trip that is, but I rather think it's far. And so in this case, the numbers on this spreadsheet or this document here, their record 19-14 is St. Louis. That second number is their road record, 4-8 on the road. Arkansas State, 13-2 at home. Why is that important? Because in the NIT, the first round plays at home. It's not till the finals that they get out to Madison Square Garden. Arkansas State opened up at -1.5. They've moved to -5.5 because St. Louis is beat up. 63% of the bets and 62% of the cash are coming in on St. Louis. It's moved 4 points against that line movement. 6 points on the total to the over. 62% of the bets and 63% of the cash are on the over. I got intersecting zeros. I'm on Arkansas State. 9-0 when they have rest after 12 or more assists and less than 75 field goals attempted. In other words, playing a defensive-oriented offense. Passing the ball around, chucking the rock, draining the clock. It was a playoff game. It makes sense. And the margin of victory in those spots are 21 points a game. Healthy margin of victory. suggest a bludgeoning in this game. Now, it did come down a little bit not really. I get the -5.5 at -115. St. Louis, on the other side of things, the other end of the intersection of zeros, are 0-9. Another 0-9 spot. If they're less than a 9.5 point favorite, the total is less than 161.5. And they made at least 6 free throws their previous game. What I like about that stat the most is they were kind of cheating away their margin of victory because of the free throws. They closed the gap at the end just a little bit. It was a playoff game, so it makes sense. But they closed that gap. Because they closed that gap, the bookies overplay the emphasis of that previous game. That's what I'm reading into that stat. Because they were making free throws at the end. They were getting busted up, but they took a couple meaningless free throws to narrow the gap of the game. And in those cases, St. Louis is losing by over 15 points a game. Give me Arkansas State, -5.5. I like to fade the A10 anyways, but in this case here, I like this Arkansas State side of things. I just think it's a bad travel spot here. And does St. Louis really care? I mean, yeah, they're probably happy to get invited to the NIT. It's not like Wake Forest, who just outright rejected their NIT invitation, but come on. On the other side of things, we got the UNC game. I'm going to battle this one. And I love this, man. You got a lot of people sitting there going, oh, everyone's going to take UNC, so we're on San Diego State. This line moved from 3.5 to 4.5. You got 58% of the bets and 66% of the cash coming in on UNC. Totals come down from 144.5 to 142.5 to 141.5 with 77% of the bets and 74% of the cash. We got intersecting zeros right off the hop. Now, this is not NIT. This is the real deal, right? These guys are play-in, ready to roll. And UNC finds themselves in an 11-0 position. If they're the rested favorite, the team they're playing allows less than 49.5% shooting and an average of less than 58 field goal attempts. In a low-scoring defensive battle, UNC reigns true, and they win these games by almost 20 points a game. I think there's a big reason for that. You know what it's called? Fucking tempo. Actually, I guess it's tempo. It's not fucking tempo. It's just tempo. Just tempo is what it's called. I added the fucking in there. Yeah, San Diego State runs a big defense, but I think they could be nuked by an offense that rolls almost 82 points a game. That's top 25 in the country. They shoot 48%. That's 33rd overall in the country. Fast pace. RJ Davis averages 17.3 points a game. I know it's going to be a tough defense with this San Diego State side of things here, but their offense is considerably lower on the point scale here. 70.9 points a game is bottom of the, 264th. They're in the bottom 100 of the college basketball scoring offense. It's that defense that gets them where they need to go. So we'll see if that's the case. The other side of the intersecting zeros, well, when San Diego State's in a dog roll over a 139.5 on the total, they get busted up. They're 0-7 in those positions. We've got a total that's sitting at 141.5, 142.5. Keep our eyes on it as it gets down to game time. That 0-7 stat will be null and void if it drops below 139.5. But the margin of victory there for the other team is over 10 points. I'm going to take it. I'm going to lay the 4.5. I think UNC's got that chip on their shoulder. Everyone's saying they don't belong in this tournament. And they're sitting there going, what do you mean we don't belong in the tournament? We played Duke to a battle. Why are you not going to give us our chips? And that chip going to sit right there on the shoulder. And San Diego State's in the way. You lose to Boise State. I was all over that Boise State spot. But they got busted up, 62-52. They beat Rick Pitino, not Richard Pitino, Rick Pitino, 80-61 and company. But UNC, man, look, they hammered everybody. They smoked Virginia Tech, 91-59. They did lose to Duke, end of the season. They played Notre Dame. They bust up that Notre Dame team by 20 points. They cruise against Wake Forest, 68-59. It was just a loss, 74-71 to Duke at the end of the game there that took it out of their hands. Otherwise, they would have been one of the only teams to beat Duke on the season. So, give me some UNC. I'm going to lay that number. I think the prospective sharp bettors are not as sharp as they think here with this one. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, but 4.5 is the number I laid. I'm comfortable with it. I got small VIG on it as well. Let me see what the VIG was. Minus 108 for the minus 4.5. It's now moved to minus 110. So this line is starting to move in the direction of UNC. It's already moved that way once. We're starting to see it move that way again. Last game on the cart, I'm going to roll over to the NBA. I told you guys I have a strong lean on that Santa Clara side of things. Super strong lean on Santa Clara. If I do make that official, I will get that out to everybody so you will know that it is official play for me, but it's a bad travel spot. It's a bad travel spot for a team that was expecting to play the CBI. So not only do you have to, it's just a bad travel spot. They got to pack up everything, and they don't have the extra week to do it. They had less than a couple days to do it and prep for a whole different opponent. That's a bad spot. It's a lot of points, though, 9.5. I'm going to keep my eyes on that. The Bucks and the Warriors line opened up at plus 2.5. Road dog. They've moved to plus 3. On the other side of things, the Golden State Warriors, now a home dog, with 77% of the bets and 60% of the cash. There creates that little 17-point differential towards the Bucks. Bigger bettors coming in on the Bucks. Totals come down from 235.5 to 227. Lots of cash pouring in on that thing here. I think it's a buck spot. Look, first of all, you got this last game that you played yesterday against Denver. Denver's a big team that had 2 missing guns. And because they were down the entire game, they didn't have the ability to sit Draymond, Steph, or Jimmy buckets. It was right to the very end. Now, you're bringing in Giannis on a tired front court. That's going to be a problem. The Bucks are playing to the under on the road when they don't have multiple days of rest, and they lost by more than 6 points. Why do you bounce back off a loss? You play defense and shut that other team down. That other team in question happens to be the Steph Currys. And again, they're lit up like a intersection traffic light. There's reds, there's yellows, there's greens. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton, all probable. Steph Curry, out. And how about that under? 9-0 to the under for this Milwaukee Bucks squad. I think this is a great spot to get involved with these boys. They're looking to bounce back. You got them tired legs. Dame better put some batteries in that clock because it is Dame time, man. We need to get this thing rolling out there. And look, they're not playing great defense right now, despite that under trend that I referenced, 110 or more points in 4 of their last 5 games. But it's on the big tube. It's on national television. It's a Western Conference showdown as they get ready for the playoffs. And I just don't think there's enough. I don't think we're going to see enough from this Golden State Warriors team. Yeah, they got Jimmy Buckets and they got that new fresh bounce in their step, but it didn't do shit against a subpar team in Denver last night. And now they're on the second leg of a back-to-back, and they got all them tired legs without the benefit of rest. Big spot for the Bucks. They're tied with the Pacers for 4th in the conference. If they don't win this game, they could drop as far as 6th place. They need it. They need it big. They're going to come out there and win this thing. I bet you by double digits here. I laid the -3 for these boys on the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's it. That's it. Time to put the bow on the show. We got to go. It's night time here for pre-gaming. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button on the way out the door. ZC says, can get UNC -4 on Bet Rivers. Take it. Go for it, man. Says either 4 or 5, fuck a hook. I'd lay the 5. Personally, if you're looking to go up, you'll get, what is that, plus money at that point? Says, I always knock off the hook and eat the juice around key numbers. Says Zofe. See, Zofe likes him to stomp. I think that chip on the shoulder is real, man. I think they're going to bust them boys up. Irish King likes Montreal and Pittsburgh. Let's go, you guys. I hope you have a great evening. Good luck with all your bets. Thank you guys for watching. Smash that thumbs up, and we will be back and ready to roll. Make sure you guys tune in tonight. VB MMA, Ramon Scott, the Rare Treat Tuesday night show, giving you guys the first looks for this UFC card. And I wish you guys all, again, the best of luck. I realize I skipped a couple of slides. I'll give you guys the outro, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Rain, sleet, or snow. Pre-gaming is good to go. Snow, Curtis, blow, flow, fuck.